Hello and welcome to this video about the dominant seventh chord, its three inversions and its position in the rule of octave. Let's get started and jump right into it. I prepared the score paper with the dominant seventh chord of C major, so we have G, B, D, F. The first inversion has the third of the chord in the bass, so we have B, D, F, G. The second inversion has the fifth of the chord in the bass, so we have D, F, G, B, like that. The third inversion has the seventh of the chord, the F in the bass, F, G, B, D. Using the Roman numeral, we would write fifth with the seventh here on the first as a root position. We would write 5, 5, 6 chord. We would write 5, 3, 4 chord and 5, 2, 4 chord. Now, my question is, of course, where is it placed in the rule of octave? If you don't know what the rule of octave is, you can check out this video. I will link it below. Here I have written down the rule of octave in C major, going up and going down. So first question is, where could the first inversion of the dominant seventh chord be placed in the rule of octave? The first inversion of the dominant seventh chord can only be placed here on the seventh degree, and only when the bass goes upwards afterwards. Using the bass note number, so the melodic degrees of the bass, I can write the seventh degree here. And using the continuo numbers, I can write 6, 5, or since it's a 5, 6 chord. This is the only possible placement for the first inversion of the dominant seventh chord in C major. Going to the second inversion, so the 3, 5 chord of the dominant seventh chord, it has two places. It can be placed either on the second degree going upwards, or it can be placed on the second degree going downwards. Using the melodic degrees, I would write a 2, the second degree. The basso continuo numbers would in this case be 3, 4, 6, like that. There are two possibilities for placing the second inversion of the dominant seventh chord in the rule of octave, either on the second degree going upwards or on the second degree going downwards. Let's go to our last inversion, the dominant seventh chord in its third inversion. This chord can only be placed on the fourth degree in the rule of octave going downwards. Why? Because this F is a dissonance, it has to resolve downwards. That means the bass has to go downwards. Using the melodic degree of the bass, I would write a 4. Adding the continuo numbers, I would write 2, 4, 6 and place it above the note. Now we have placed the three inversions of the dominant seventh chord in the rule of octave. It can only be placed at these 4 places in these inversions. I would like to show you a piece of music where we can see the use of these dominant seventh chords immediately at the beginning, and that's a very famous piece, the Piano Sonata in C major from Mozart. So, in the first bar, we have the first degree of C major, a C major chord. The second bar, we have the second degree using the melodic degree with a D in the bass, and the chord is a 3, 4, 6 chord. That's the second inversion of our dominant seventh chord, the one that we had here. And as you see, it resolves downwards, going back to C major as a root position. In the fourth bar, we have the B in the bass, so that's our seventh degree. The seventh degree we have here, and it can only be resolved upwards. So let's go back to Mozart and see which chord he has. He has B, G, D, and in the upper voice we have F. So we have a 5, 6 chord, and he resolves it as he is supposed to do, going to C major. This was just one example of how the dominant 7th chord and its inversions are used in the music and how we can place them in the rule of octave. Please write any comments if you have any ideas for new videos. I will be making more videos soon, so see you next time. Cheers and bye!